Matt, thank you so much for being here, sir. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely appreciate it as well. Thank you so much for the time, everybody. Yeah, really excited to be here. I thought what we would do today is um, I know Joni on this call I've spoken to personally, but you may have heard about us recently in one of the kind of Q2 updates. What I'm really here to kind of showcase for everybody today is thanks to the leadership team at Kai's, everybody in this room has access to a 30-day free trial of Rejig. And what I am going to do today is spend a couple of minutes just trying to put a foundation around why we think this work is important. And then from there, I'm going to go into a demo of what the actual tool looks like itself. Um, Stephen, like we did last time, if you could just, ask questions, clarify if anybody's in the chat,
Got you covered.
asking questions. I have a hard time
No,
speaking,
no worries.
demoing, and reading. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. So any help there would be appreciated.
I
But
got you.
I think we'll just dive right in. So let me pull up my screen and
Yeah,
we'll
and
do.
As Matt pulls up his screen again, good morning for everybody. I know we had a lot of people just join in. Welcome in. We've got Matt Mayer here with Rejig.ai. He's going to do a really great walkthrough of the program. And of course, any questions or comments that you have while we're going through this conversation, feel free to put them in our chat and I'll make sure to ask Matt in real time. So welcome in, everybody.
All right. So started from the back there, but
That's all right.
I guess basically just to get started here and kind of provide some guidance around what it is that we're going to walk through today. I've probably personally spoken to 1,000 agents in the last year, and one of the things that comes up consistently is that trying to market your business via social and digital media is a persistent pain point for people. I also know that everybody in this room has been pitched 7,000 times. And part of what your leadership team at Kai's has done is trying to give you access to tools that allow you to have a very personalized marketing experience without you as individual agents or members of a team having to spend a ton of time on it. So I also know you hear a lot about AI. I'm not going to lean too heavily into that component today. All I really want you to understand is that there is technology out there that can help you market yourself effectively across Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all the different places. Um, Without you having to become an expert in marketing. I know many of you got into this business to help clients and do sales, and marketing is not necessarily kind of the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. Um, Maybe on that note, did anybody wake up this morning really wanting to spend a bunch of time on social media? Show of hands. I see Mark. Oh, wait, I know Mark as well. I see two people on this call that I've spoken to. Wait, I was like, wait, I recognize that. So Mark and Joni, I have spoken to personally, but yeah. So I think the what I'm here to show you today is there may be a way for you to kind of thread this needle without having to spend a ton of time on this. I have a slide of people that are already using us, but I don't even think this slide is out of date because there are multiple people in this room right now that you can speak to about their experiences working with us. What I am going to do now is just quickly explain what we do. I'll show you all of this here in a minute, but essentially what Rejig is it's an AI powered marketing assistant that we've built for real estate agents. It's going to go out and monitor the web for the areas that you focus on, the parts of your business that you care about. I saw people dialing in today from all over Florida. So if you're an agent in Plantation, you're getting stuff that's relevant for you and your business. If you're an agent in Boca Raton, you're getting stuff that's relevant for your business. The AI is going to monitor what's happening in your area, whether it's listings or market data or industry news. It's going to create social media posts for you with your brand on it, which we will look at, and then it's going to publish that content. All you have to do is approve it before it goes out the door, and that's going to work across all of the major social media platforms. Why this matters, I think, is something that we should talk about for just a moment. I think we all intuitively know this at this point as consumers on the internet, but most, like the vast majority, 90% of people that are going to think about buying or selling a home today will start that process by looking information up or looking agents up online. And in the last 12 months, there were more than $44 billion worth of transactions driven via social media alone. Despite that, when we talk to agents, oftentimes this is not an area that you spend a bunch of time focused on, or you know you need to do it, but you don't want to do it. Um, I promise you there's not going to be too many more of these slides, but the only other thing I want to land here with people is that this chart that we're looking at is essentially just saying, where is your audience spending time today? And where they are spending time, like it or not, is on social media. So you've got 75% or more people on Facebook. You've got tons of people on YouTube, Instagram. This is where people are spending an enormous amount of their time. And so our job and what I am going to show you today is to try and help you reach that audience, um, and provide value to that audience so that when it comes time for them to transact, they're thinking about you. Let me do, I think that is, yep, yeah, that's my last slide. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to switch over to a demo of the actual product itself. And what we're going to do is I am demoing from one of your fellow agents' accounts. This is a gentleman by the name of Andrew Burr, as I'm sure some of you know. And essentially, just to orient us before I dive in here, everything that we are looking at is content that was curated for Andrew based on what the AI knows about his business, and it's also leveraging all of his brand assets. So you'll notice when we kind of start looking at specific posts, just notice as I walk you through some of these examples that everything that we're going to showcase today is leveraging Andrew's branding. And all of this, again, was created for him automatically. So Andrew wakes up in the morning and he's either coming in front of this dashboard, or Rejig is sending him a suggested content calendar, or he's getting something in email to help him figure out what's going to get published this week. His job is just to approve it. So let me just kind of walk you through a specific example to kind of get us started here. Let's look at this post about things coming up this week in South Florida. So this story here, where you've got this nice looking image of I guess, a Formula One car. Apparently, the Miami Grand Prix is happening this week in South Florida. I should just mention to everybody on this call, I'm on the opposite coast. I'm in San Francisco this morning. So if I make any reference to South Florida or parts of Florida and I am off, it's just because I am 3,000 miles away or 2,500 miles away. This particular post, just to kind of orient us in terms of what's happening, the AI went out and found this story in the Miami New Times about things to do this week in Miami. The main thing, and the surrounding area, the main thing that I would show you here is that this story was published this morning. So it's brand new, and the AI went out and found it automatically. You can see that it pulled in an image from the story. Hey, Stephen, am I frozen? I noticed
Nope.
that my
Nope, you're good. You're clicking
all
back and
right,
forth. We
perfect.
can
On
see it.
my
We're
end, it would
good.
show that I was frozen. So you'll notice that it pulled in an image from the story, this nice looking car. In the social media post that it created for Andrew, after finding this information, it writes up a pretty detailed summary of what's happening around South Florida this week. So this week in Miami is packed with exhilarating events, from the electrifying Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix pre-race to Guns N' Roses concert. Main thing I want you on this call to understand here, the AI is not making stuff up. It's not hallucinating things. It's not creating stuff out of nowhere. It's actually providing a link back to the source material. So one of the questions that I get asked, and it's a good question that I get asked from real estate agents, is, do I have to worry about copyright or attribution? Do I have to worry about where this content is coming from? The technical term here is fair use. As long as you're finding stuff and providing a link back to where you found it, you are in the clear. And any content that we're curating for you as part of Rejig, we have a license to if it doesn't come directly from the story. So you'll notice at the bottom of this post, there is a link off to the Miami New Times. The AI is going to add hashtags for you automatically. It's a bit of an open debate for those of you who are into social media, how much hashtags matter at this point, but just know that the AI will create them for you. And now the only thing that you as an agent need to do is make a decision. Is this something that gets published immediately? In which case the AI is connected to your Facebook business page. your Instagram page, your Google business profile, your LinkedIn page, and then there's also a built-in scheduling functionality here because the AI is going to be curating potentially dozens of stories for you in a given week. So, um, what we are going to try and train you on is essentially get you to a point, and this is like I think the kind of key thing that you as an agent should understand when we start working together is your investment in this in our minds should be no more than 15 or 20 minutes a week to be able to schedule out 7 to 10 days worth of content. So that's ultimately the goal that we're trying to get you towards. The last thing I would show you, and then we'll pause here for a second. Um, any story that has been created for you, you're not stuck, quote unquote, with what the AI wrote up. So I just hit the edit button at the bottom of this post, and you'll see here that again, on the left-hand side, here's all the content that the AI created for you. On the right-hand side over here, you can make any changes you want, and you'll see that they're being reflected on the left-hand side over there. You also have this little AI box under here, which you can say, write a shorter summary. So it's very promptable. I guess for those of you that have spent any time kind of using ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the large language models out there, just know that you can ask the AI to, you could also add it, for example, for like add emojis or translate it into Spanish or whatever way that you want to personalize this post to try and help engage your audience or whatever reflects your tone and voice. Just know that the AI is able to do that for you. And then last but not least, I think the way that this post turned out looks quite nice, but we do try and encourage agents to try and just make sure that they're actually showing up in some of these posts. So you can also just change the template so that now the agent's image is actually in this post. So I guess just to pause there where I want to land this to try and summarize what we've seen so far. The AI is going to go out and find information that's relevant for your business in the area that you operate in. It's going to create posts for you with your branding on it, but you also have the ability to edit things because ultimately this is content that's got your name on it, and we want to make sure that you have the ability to kind of take that and adjust it to whatever way that you see fit. I'm going to pause there for a moment. Stephen, any questions or anything that you think that I should drill down on? I saw you come off mute as well, Joni. So if there's anything that you want to add.
I just wanted to tell everybody it's so easy to use and so amazing. And I I'm in there editing data and I'm not like I'm going, okay, hey, there's a spot underneath the text where you can say chat, and you can say remove my personal opinion. Because when Matt was setting me up, there's something that said I really liked something, and I was like, I don't want to give my opinion because some it's pro and con. So AI just took that out and said it to be more neutral. And it's so easy, you guys. It's not to be missed.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Joni.
That's awesome. So yes, Matt, we have a few questions here. The first one is, are there any issues if I copy from my business page and post on my personal Facebook page?
No, and it's a really good question, and it's going to give me a chance to just kind of show something that's in here because that's a really common question, and it's a good one because that's probably where your database actually lives, right? Like your friends, your family, the people that you've spent your time trying to develop. So, the short answer is there's no issue taking something that we um, post to your Facebook business page and have that redirected to your personal page. And if for those of you who are on this call and you're like, I know I want to do that, by the way, you'll have like an hour onboarding session with either me or somebody from the team, anybody who signs up today. So just know that like what I am about to show you is just trying to take us a little bit deeper into how this works. But like there's a help button down here. And so you can also, for those of you who are a little bit more self-directed, I've just hit share to my personal page in Rejig and just know now that there is like a video that we've recorded to show you how to do it, in addition to us trying to show you how to do that during the onboarding call if we have time. But the short answer is no. And for those of you who are like, I don't even really want a Facebook business page, um, the backdrop, one of the ways to think about the ROI of this investment, should you choose to make it, is we're really trying to help you from a search engine optimization perspective so that like when people look for you, You guys are in an incredibly competitive profession. There are a lot of real estate agents, as you know better than me, in the areas that you operate in. This work over time should help you show up well online. The other version of this, I'm sure you've talked about this, Stephen, but the other version of this that comes up is people will also ask me, how do I make sure that we show up well on ChatGPT? Or if somebody looks for me on ChatGPT or Gemini, am I going to be found? This, to the extent that these places, whether it's OpenAI or Google, talk about exactly the way their algorithms work, what they have said is they are looking for signals of authenticity, signals of local knowledge, signals of like market knowledge. And all of those quote unquote signals come from the type of content that you're publishing. And it's something that we take into account in what we create or what the AI creates for you. Stephen, you mentioned there was maybe a couple of other questions. Anything else
There
you'd like
are.
to touch
Yeah,
on?
and that was great feedback there, Matt. So next one is, and I know you get this frequently, is does Rejig post the same content for everyone in one specific area?
No. No, I mean, if you're in a super small community, like from a local news perspective, if you're in a super small community, it's definitely possible. But one of the ways that things work, and I'll use this as kind of an opportunity to just kind of jump ahead into some product functionality, but one of the ways that this works is I just hit this create button and now like we'll try and set customized sources for you as an individual agent so that the AI is curating, excuse me, so that the AI is curating content from places that are unique to you or your business. But more importantly, like the other thing that we see typically is most agents have a slightly different focus and a slightly different taste. And so oftentimes what we see is even if we have, dozens of agents in the greater Miami area, maybe one agent is focused on, first-time home buyers, one agent's focused on relocation, one agent has, you know, kids who are super this I'm using actual examples from the last week. One agent has, kids that are super into soccer and hockey and are trying to focus on families that are relocating from the Northeast. So all of those kind of different areas of emphasis will drive slightly different content that's going to be curated for you. Now, if there is a massive story about, for example, like I don't know, when there was all those talks about like, the 50-year mortgage, or there were talks about upcoming interest rate cuts and maybe what were the ramifications going to be for mortgages. A lot of people want to publish that type of stuff. But even in that scenario, the AI is curating that story from potentially dozens of different news outlets. And it's also going to always try and leverage different images and different captions. So there tends to be a lot of variability because it's a really good question.
All right, Matt. So we have 9 questions that came through. It's your call. Do you want to tackle them now? Do you want to wait a little bit? It's totally up to you.
Why don't we take one more and then I'll keep moving and we'll just
Then we'll
try and
catch
get
the
to all
rest
of
at the
those
end. All right.
questions.
Sounds good. So the next question was, do I have to schedule the content or can I set it to automatically post without me having to go in and actually manage it?
I love that. Yeah, so you have to schedule stuff or approve things. So one of the things that you are going to get as part of this is during the setup process, and those of you who have been through this setup process have already experienced this. The first thing that we're going to do, and I'm just going to kind of give you a preview of what to expect. We hit this settings button, and then we have this notifications tab. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to get a message or a phone number where we can send you a text message because the AI is going to create a 7-day content calendar for you and basically send it to you via text message that says, here's your 7-day content calendar. Here's a post for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. You'll be able to approve that from your phone. But to answer the question directly, there is no true set it and forget it here. And that's kind of a philosophical decision on our part, which is we feel like agents should at least have some connection with the content that is going out on their behalf. That said, I know that you're all very busy, and you don't have to come into this dashboard. You will get a text message, like I said, when there is content for you to publish. You will also get an email when there is content for you to publish, but you do ultimately need to approve things before they go out the door.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Matt, too. And that quality assurance is so important. Just as Joni said, taking out almost the I think this is better than that type comment. It's just always important, especially as real estate professionals, to make sure we're reviewing our content and making sure everything's, good to go before it's posted. So I think that's great. Now, like you said, Matt, we'll hold the other 8 questions until you're ready to dive in.
Perfect. All right, so just to kind of orient us now in terms of like a content strategy standpoint, because that's the other component here is like what is the like this social media content that we're looking here from our perspective is not just publishing for the sake of publishing. It's not just trying to check the box. It's hopefully content that's going to help you demonstrate either your local knowledge, your industry knowledge, your market knowledge, so that you're showing up well, and more importantly, you're driving value for the people who are either in your database already, or you're driving value for people who are, considering doing business with you. So just to kind of walk through what that means in practice, you'll notice up here in the left-hand corner, we have content that's going to be curated across a number of different areas. So we're going to have listings content that's created for you automatically, which we'll talk about in a minute. Your reviews will be created and turned into posts for you automatically based on either an integration with Testimonial Tree or Google Business or Zillow or all of the above. There's industry news that will be created for you. So market data that will be created for you. So one of the things that I wanted to just show you from a market perspective is when you engage with us, you're going to choose 5 areas that you really want to focus on that you're farming. The AI is going to go out, it's going to curate market data for you automatically on a monthly basis. So it is April 27th. You will get the April data in your account on probably May 3rd or 4th, depending on where that lands on the calendar. But basically, the AI is going to go out, it's going to create these market reports for you. It's going to write up a really detailed summary, add hashtags. Again, the only thing that you need to do is decide when that gets published. So that's another type of content that's going to be created for you automatically every month. Like I mentioned, the AI will connect to Testimonial Tree or Google Business or Zillow. We have a lot of thoughts, which you will hear from us when we put you through your kind of free trial process. But we think this type of like testimonial content is super important from a SEO perspective. So you will hear from us about setting up a Google Business page if you have not done so already. The main thing I want to show you here is all you need to do is the hard part, which is get people to leave testimonials for you. The AI will then do everything from there. It's going to connect via API to your various kind of review sites. It's going to pull that content in. It's going to create these nice posts for you. This just becomes another piece of content that gets scheduled in your calendar. And you'll notice with all of these things, I guess that's one thing I should show you for any of these posts that are created for you, when you hit the edit button, I guess we talked about it briefly, but for any of them, you can always change the look and feel. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to have or wants to have some variability rather in the way content is presented, just know that like there's going to be a gallery of templates for you to choose from for every post, all of which we have gotten from the Kai's marketing team. So you'll know that you're always kind of posting stuff that's really high quality and has been approved kind of by the team at Kai's. So we talked about reviews, we talked about industry news, or sorry, local news rather. Just on the local component, the main thing that I would say is there is all of the content that is created for you, but you can also come in here and look and save searches for content as well. So I'm just going to do like best new restaurants in Miami. And so now what we're doing is this is another way, Stephen, that kind of speaks to one of the questions that people were asking about, which is, hey, if there's me and 5 other agents in the area, are we going to get the same stuff?
Right,
You
exactly.
can also come in here and start to save stuff and tell and have some kind of input on what type of content the AI is curating for you. So I'm going to do a search for a topic that is near and dear to many people's heart, which is just food, things to do, restaurants. So, best restaurants in Miami. I'm going to hit a generate post button, and then it's going to go out and find, I don't know what's happening, but just give me 1 second to refresh. Um, let's do this. But basically, what's going to happen is we're going to run a search. The AI is going to go out and look stuff for us. And then we're going to turn whatever we see that we like, we're going to turn that into a post. All right. So the best new restaurants in Miami to try right now. This story was published 4 days ago, just to kind of again show you where the AI is finding stuff. You can see here, this is a story on a place called The Infatuation. This was published last week. So let me just move this for 1 second. And now we'll have the AI turn that into a post for us. So I hit generate posts. When we go back to the homepage here in a second, that story that we were just looking at will be turned into a social media post that we can share. You can see right here that it's thinking and creating the story for us. So just to kind of back out of this for 1 second, and great, here we go. Here's the post that we can now share. You can save searches in Rejig that are relevant for things that you're looking for. So whatever the topic is, and by the way, I'm doing like a lot of local stuff, but if the topic is what are insurance related regulations that are impacting, people's ability to buy a house, or what are local zoning ordinances, or anything that's kind of relevant for you as a professional, you can go out and save in Rejig and have it find that content for you. Again, you then have to approve it to get published. So my main point here is that kind of saving or that kind of search functionality becomes a really powerful way for you to start to train your AI to find stuff that's relevant for you. Now, I'm going to show you all one more thing here, and then I'll pause again to answer some more questions. What I haven't showed you yet is video related content. So there's a couple of ways. I'm going to kind of take this in two directions here. One is how you can turn a story like this into a video. The other is how you can upload your own video on some of these topics and have the AI leverage kind of your branding in that process. So let's say for any of these stories that we like, that we think are interesting, you can take this URL right here, you can copy it, you can drop it into Rejig up here where it says enter a URL or topic, and you can have it turn that story into a video. So if I were to paste this story in here, and I'm not going to do it just because it takes a little time, but it'll take 2 or 3 minutes to create the video. But basically, the AI is going to research that story. It's going to pull in images from the story. It's going to write a script. It's going to pull in a B-roll footage and create basically like a 30-second video for you, and potentially up to a minute long on some of these topics, and generate a video for you. So um, it's a really, really powerful way for you to take non-video news stories and create video content out of them, which is something that I know for a lot of people on this call is really kind of impactful, because there's a lot of people that I talk to who are like, I know I'm supposed to be doing more with video, but for various reasons I'm not. And then for anything that you do drop in here, I just want to point out, like, if you ever did want us to um, create an AI voice clone of you, we could, so that you can personalize some of your content. We can even do like AI avatars for those of you that are really not going to create your own video content. One last thing, and then I'll pause for questions here. Now, let's say that you are somebody who is regularly going out and creating small business showcases, or doing like quick, 30-second or minute long videos about things in your neighborhood. You can upload video content into Rejig. Like if you just scan that QR code right there, it will pull a video off of your phone. It will add your branding. It will listen to anything that you say on that video and add subtitles. It will add a nice little outro for you. So you have the ability to upload a bunch of your own content into Rejig as well, which can then be leveraged both from a video format as well as from a text format. So if you have like local events that you're putting on and you want to upload a Canva flyer, if you've got a picture of a development underway in your area, you can upload that, and Rejig will turn it into a social media post for you. So I'm going to pause right there because I see 40 comments in the
Yeah.
chat. So I
Yeah.
want
We've
to
got about 150
stop
comments
talking.
now, Matt. So this is now going to be a 6 hour program, guys. Hope you don't mind. But no, this is great. I mean, that's why we're here, and that's why Matt takes the time to go over this. And as you can all see, and you've heard from Joni too, it's really an easy interface to use. And what I love about this platform is that they really had the end user in mind. It's not ultra tech savvy. It's not overly complex. It's easy to use. It's kind of plug and play, but it's customized to you. So I love that. So Matt, question for you. If someone clicks the source link from your post, does it take them to that site in a new tab?
It does. It does. And I'll just show you. So, underneath this post that we just created about the best new restaurants in Miami, I'll click this link right here. So it's a link from a site called The Infatuation, and you'll notice it opened it up in a new tab right here. Now,
Nice.
one thing for those of you who are a little bit more attuned, um, that link will be clickable in Facebook. That link will be clickable in Instagram and on Google Business. That link will not be clickable in Instagram because Instagram strips out your ability to add, like basically Instagram doesn't want you sending people outside of Instagram. So it will leave the link. So from an attribution perspective, you'll still be giving credit back to the source, but somebody would have to copy and paste that link in to actually follow it.
That's good.
Which is why you see all the link in bio stuff on Instagram.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, great point there, Matt. Next question for you. Will it eventually have music with the posts?
Yes, it does indeed. And so let me give you, where is an example? I might go into, so just so everybody knows, I've been demoing from Andrew Burr's demo account. I'm now going to go into Andrew Burr's live account. So I'm going to proceed very cautiously here, but it will be very easy for me to kind of show you. Do I still have it open? Oh, I guess I have. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so let's do this. So I will show you from a, let's see, where's one that I can do? Andrew uploads a bunch of stuff. So let me see if I can't find what I'm looking for. Okay, here you go. So here is a market report video for Royal Palm Beach, West Jupiter, Florida. This is for March. I will play you briefly. Let me just make sure I'm sharing my audio. I will play you the music that is in this video by default. So that's the music as it exists today. And now if we wanted to change that music, I'm going to hit this edit video button. And when you hit that edit video button, you're going to be able to edit the video. Surprise, surprise. One of the ways that you'll be able to edit the video is over here on the right-hand side. There's going to be a music tab where you can search for music. Big thing that I would just mention to everybody on this call, all of the music that's going to be created for you is royalty free. So we are essentially licensing music from various places where you can get music. It's not going to be anything copyrighted. You can turn off the music. And the main reason, well, there's two main reasons. First of all, you don't want to be sharing copyrighted stuff because you're going to get flagged if you do. Second of all, if you ever tried to boost these posts on Facebook or Instagram, they're also going to flag you. So, short answer, you can change the music. Longer answer is when you change the music with us, there's going to be 20 some odd thousand songs that you can choose from, all that we have sourced from various kind of royalty-free galleries per se. Hopefully
Awesome.
that answers the question.
I think that was a great explanation of it. Thanks for the walkthrough there too and the example. So the next post is, and I know you've touched upon this, is will it post automatically to Instagram and post to their Facebook business page, personal page, and LinkedIn?
Yeah, so it will do everything except for the Facebook personal page, and it's actually easier for me to show this to you from a live account because where I actually have social media sites connected. So now I'm back in the live account here. When I hit this share button, just notice also because this is, I guess, to build on this question, not only will it go to Facebook, if it's video, it will go to Facebook, either your feed, Reels, or Stories. If it's YouTube, it will give you the ability to go to videos or shorts, Instagram, Reels, or Stories. And notice what Rejig will do as well. It's going to tell you when it can't send an asset someplace for some reason. So this video can't be shared to the Instagram feed. Why? Because it's aspect ratio. So vertical videos are not supported in Instagram feed. It will tell you that it can't send this video to Google Business because the captions must be less than 1,500 characters. So you could go back to the edit button and ask the AI to write a shorter summary. You'll see that it goes to LinkedIn as well. So the short answer is yes, it will go to every place with the exception of your Facebook personal page, and we will show you how to share content that goes to your business page to your personal page.
There we go. All right. Next question here, and I'm sure this will be pretty straightforward, is can we use this for commercial real estate?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a number of commercially oriented agents that we work with. The main thing that I would tell you is like when you start thinking about sources and like where content is curated for you, like I know oftentimes like when I talk to folks like CoStar and LoopNet and things like that are big data sources. We can't get any content from either of those places because that stuff is heavily paywalled.
Got it. Good point. Next question is, can we use one Rejig account to manage multiple businesses? So I'm assuming that means multiple business pages and structured like that.
Yeah, so it's a little typically I would say no, essentially. Like you can do it, and I'm gonna go back to this account, but like what we have to do, I'm in Andrew's live account. You'll notice that we have it connected to Facebook, Google Business, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. We have to connect your account to a single set of social media credentials. Could you come in here and disconnect it and reconnect it to like toggle between different businesses? You could, but it's a pain in the butt. I would not try and use it that way. So, what I the other version of this that comes up is um, people want to sharing something to a team page, and then maybe agents can share off of that team page. So I would think of your Rejig account as being linked to one set of social media sites versus trying to toggle between things.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for that. Next one here, Matt, is can it create automatic listing posts? Now, I know you talked about that. It's going to give you an update, but the second part of this is that link back to my Kai's website.
Yes, and you made me realize that I have not done a good job on one critically important part, which is, and I will answer both of those questions. So where did we go here? Where is the button that I am looking for? There it is. Okay, so one of the really cool things that we've done thanks to your brokerage is your Rejig account is going to monitor your MLS, whether that's beaches or Miami or whatever MLS you have your business on. The AI is going to be monitoring the MLS proactively. It's going to automatically, when a listing becomes active or a listing changes status, Rejig is going to monitor that. It's going to create social media posts and videos for you automatically for your listing, and text you and email you and just say, hey, here's all of the content that we've created for your listings. You don't even have to do anything other than like basically approve it to be published. So it'll create these kind of carousel style posts for you. It will create videos for you. And now to your point, the person that asked the question, what you can do here is you'll notice in these posts, the AI is automatically creating like a signature for Andrew where it like, here's your contact, here's how to get in touch with me. You can basically customize the call to action at the bottom of any post. So you can have it link back to your blog, like the person who asked the question asked. You can have it point to a squeeze page. You can ask people to text you at a specific short code. So you have the ability to really customize basically anything that's done for you in any place that you want to point folks. So if you're trying to get people to your website, please do. And the way you could do that too is you can do it a couple of different ways, but you can see here what Andrew has done is basically just set a custom signature so that at the end of every post, you know, go to the, learn more at the Andrew Berg group at kais.com. So, yeah, that's something that we would walk through with folks during the onboarding process as well.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for that. Next question here is how much is the upgrade, which creates your own avatar and video?
Yeah, so the upgrade for the avatar is $100 a month, and you get 15 videos. And well, I'll ask you, Stephen, do you think I should show people what this actually, I know the answer to this question, but do you want to see my avatar? I will show people.
Let's jump into it.
All right, let's do it. So, and I'll kind of reorient us. So, for those of you who are interested in the avatar, you are going to hear from me if you and I speak together or my team speaks with you. We are going to first encourage you to create your own video. Like, it's probably easier for you to just sit in front of where you're sitting at this exact moment and record a 30-second video about what's happened in your market. Like, so that's what you're going to hear from us, number one. If you're like, I'm just not going to do it and I really want to have the AI avatar, or you're just somebody that finds this stuff really interesting and you want to kind of be at the technical forefront, great. So what you're going to do is you're going to take an article like this, Miami best restaurants. You're going to drop it into Rejig. You're going to ask it to create a video, and then you're going to ask it to be narrated or personalized by your AI avatar. Here is what one. Well, I'll show you two. I'll do this one first.
San Francisco.
So, like I mentioned, I live in San Francisco. So I took, and there was an event towards the end of last year where there was a big event in Golden Gate Park, and there was like a well-known DJ by the name of Diplo that was performing here. So I took a story about that kind of weekend event. It was like literally like that Formula One event story that we were looking at, where it's like, what's happening this week in San Francisco? I took that story, I dropped it into Rejig, and I had it create a video for me. This is my AI avatar. And what Rejig did is it wrote the script, it pulled in the B-roll footage. So when you see the little background footage of Golden Gate Park here in a second, that was all created by Rejig, pulled in an image of the Golden Gate Bridge, but it basically created this video end to end. I had to edit the script a little bit because I'm very particular about what my avatar says. So this is not just magic, one touch button, you're done and you don't have to touch it, but like it created the whole video and did everything else. And I will play about 10 seconds of it now.
Go. Lace up and turn up. Diplo's Run Club is back in the Bay Area and bigger than ever. The ultimate reimagined 5K experience hits Golden Gate Park this Saturday, October 11th, with an after party you won't forget. This year, Diplo's 5K starts.
So again, the AI wrote the script that my mouth is saying. It pulled in the background video like of Golden Gate Park, like I was talking about. It put this all together into video, and that is my AI avatar narrating that story. Now, one of the things that I think is relevant for people on this call is like that story got 12,000 views on YouTube Shorts. It got another 3,000 views on Instagram. I am not promising you that. That is not necessarily going to be your experience. What I am promising you is that took me about 5 minutes. Like the AI created everything. It took me about 5 minutes to do the editing that I wanted to get it right. Um, you can decide yourself how much that looked or sounded like me. My wife was like, that doesn't sound like you at all. My friends are like, that sounds just like you. So totally up to you. Your loved ones will give you different feedback than your people in your network, but um, that is what an AI avatar looks like. And what we can do for anybody who is interested in that, like during the free trial, just let us know and we'll kind of do a deeper walkthrough with you so you can kind of see it. And I can show you some live examples of other um, agents who are using it so you can see what it looks like.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Matt. Now,
Of
another
course.
point here that came through is from Joni. She said, don't forget to talk about the photo options. Maybe don't use Google Pics. So,
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here is where do I want to, okay, here's a perfect example. So, one of the ways that you can edit these stories is I'm going to hit the edit post about this cool things, I can't speak. All the cool things happening in Miami this week and the surrounding area. So let's say you're like, that's cool. I would love to change the picture of that. There's a couple of things that I want to show you. So what I did is the AI created the story. I hit edit post. One of the ways that you can edit these stories to personalize them is you can change the pictures in the event or in the post. So I'm just going to do a search for Miami. And you'll notice that we have a couple of different image sources that we can leverage. One of them is like Storyblocks, Pexels, Pixabay. These are image repositories where we are licensing content. I believe this image right here actually comes from Pixabay. You could, for example, replace this, Miami image. If we click area images, these are all things that we have gotten from Kai's. So you could swap out this image with like, I don't know, I'm just going to choose one here. And let's see, let's swap it out for me. There we go. Come on. There you go. So we swapped it out with an image that Kai's had provided us. go nuts with these. These are provided by your brokerage. We have the ability to use this stuff in whatever kind of format you want in these posts. You can also upload your own image. So if you've got a picture of some event happening this weekend and you want to upload it, you can upload your own images to swap out images in the post. We do give you the ability to leverage Google Images here. Proceed very cautiously here and maybe just don't use this at all. I think is Joni, do you want to come off mute
Yeah,
here
and I also
and
want to
provide feedback?
say, if you're using your own image, please make sure it's one that you physically took yourself or that you used a Kai's approved photographer or a photographer who signed the photo waiver, because the lawsuits are real and they're painful. I'll tell you personally offline. So please, I beg of you, don't use Google Images. If you upload your own image, you better make sure you had permission from the photographer to use that image in any capacity whatsoever. And it's just basically begging you to pay attention to that.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that we kind of double down on this when we go through the free trial process with people as well, just to kind of reinforce that message. I think, like, from our perspective, because questions like one of the questions, like we talked about, is like, how do we individualize these things? How do people have the ability to kind of have some impact on the content that's created for them? We try and source copyrighted or materials that we have licensed from as many places as possible. To Joni's point, just be careful if you're using anything that you're loading
Yeah,
up on.
we had somebody use a photo from a community website, and
Yeah.
$9,500 later
Oof.
for one photo.
Oof. Okay.
We have another situation where we have 9 photos that we haven't settled yet.
That sounds very fun. Um, so let's maybe just stay with the stuff that Rejig has curated for you or the stuff that Kai's has provided for you, which those area images are go nuts. And they're some of the nicest looking images that I've seen, and we're going to be loading up more of them over time.
Awesome.
Stephen, what other questions can I answer here?
Yes. So we have two more. One I know you'll answer in just a minute. It's what is the link to sign up for a consultation? So we'll show that in a second. The one that I think you could answer right now is, may I put in my settings that all the posts should be in Spanish?
Yes, you can. The only thing that I would tell people is that is going to, and the person who asked that question, so these captions down here will all be in Spanish because we're sourcing content from English, for the most part, English news sites. The image in the post itself, you will probably have to manually translate into Spanish. Eventually, we will be able to do it where everything just shows up in Spanish. We can set it so that your captions set up in Spanish. Just to set realistic expectations, you would need to take this headline right here and translate it into Spanish. That's the only thing I would want to mention there.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Of
Okay.
course.
So yeah, the last question was, what is the link to sign up for a consultation?
Well, that was a very fortuitous question. Thank you, whoever asked that. So here's the link. And so if you're here and you're interested, can you try and go through can you try and go through this process right now, please? Because we've had some issues where some of our emails, I think we have fixed it. I know Kai's IT is helping us on this, but I want you to scan this QR code, please, and then let me know. I'll sit here for the next 10 minutes if you have any issues, because you're going to have a two-factor authentication code sent to you, and some people have had issues with it. And if your email, when you try and do this, if you're not getting an email, please check your junk folder.
And to Matt's point as well, if you don't have a chance to do it now in the meeting and you try it later on today, feel free, just shoot me an email. We were connecting with Matt last week with many associates, and he knocks it out really fast for us too. So yes, as his statement was, hopefully this is cleared up now. But again, if you can't figure it out right now, always reach out to me. We'll help you get connected with Matt and get it taken care of.
Yeah, and we're not going anywhere. So if today doesn't work, we're around.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And Matt, while people try this out, and again, thank you for the hour. It always flies by with you on, and just the amount of information and your ability to answer questions in real time too. It's fantastic. If you were to boil Rejig down into one final kind of golden nugget, one key takeaway, Matt. When people think about Rejig.ai, what do you want them to think about?
Um, I love this question. I want them to think about um, how they can, what do I want them to think about? They have an AI powered, they have a marketing assistant that can do the vast majority of work for them on their social and digital media for a fraction of the price that we've heard people paying elsewhere. So you have an AI powered marketing assistant, and that marketing
Love it.
assistant is going to do as much, if not more, than what you are paying people to do today in many cases, from what I've heard, um, and doing a job, in my opinion, that is often better and more brand consistent because you have an awesome brokerage that's put in a bunch of time to make sure that this is leveraging Kai's brand assets, Kai's technology. So I don't know if that's as pithy as you would have
No,
liked
that's
it to be.
great. That's great. That's genuine. That's authentic. I love it. No, that's all we're looking for. And so I haven't yet, Matt, seen anybody in the chat say they're having issues with the QR code. So I'm hoping that means that we're good to go. But again, if you guys have any issues, oh, here we go. We got one, Matt. I've tried to set it
Yeah.
up, and a few times after entering all my information after the two-step verification and click submit, it stays there and I cannot continue.
No problem. Can you give me that person's name, please?
Yes, that is BB Martinez. BIBI
Mhm.
Martinez.
Perfect. BB, apologies about that. Not totally unheard of, but we will get you all taken care of. If you don't hear from me shortly after this, BB, like Steven mentioned, just ping Steven. We'll make
Yeah,
sure we get you squared away.
we'll get you taken care of for sure. You got it, BB. She says thanks. BB says thanks in the chat as well. But that's
Awesome.
that's it for now. So Matt, again, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate you focusing on this and really pouring into our associates and making yourself so available for everyone who joined on as well. I hope you were able to take away at least one key point from this. I know there was multiple, but if you could join me in a nice round of applause for Mr. Matt Mayer. Again, Matt, thank you so much. We look forward to having you back again soon.
I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for spending time with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have someone who just said it worked for them, the QR code. So let's go, Matt. There we go. All
Thanks,
right, guys.
Lydia.
Thank you so much. Until next time, stay safe, stay productive. We'll see you in our next meeting. Thanks so much,
All
everybody.
right. See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.